Welcome to Extra Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is another basement couch chat, and we've added a blue light. I heard this. What you're supposed
Extra
to do.
Throttle House getting serious
Yeah,
budget.
that's right.
We've poached it from Throttle House.
That's right.
Those guys are going to be mad.
Today we're talking about the cars that we're excited for in 2024.
And most importantly, excited to drive and film. They did rhyme.
Yeah. Actually, no, it was the same word, spelled differently because English is weird.
Right. You're a poet. You just didn't realize it.
That's right. Speaking of poetry, why are you so good at poems? Have you ever heard him make up a poem on the fly?
I feel like you're outing me right now.
It is like the weirdest skill I've ever...
The first vehicle. That's for the Discord if you're on there.
Yeah.
The first vehicle, Tesla Cybertruck.
Yep.
It's real.
I have a morbid curiosity to drive it, basically.
I think that's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the 0 to 60 time or the amount of motors.
Yeah.
It's the fact that that wedge
exists.
That has been commonly compared to some dustbins.
Yeah, or toilets.
Or toilets is real.
Yeah.
And we were on that side of the world that was mocking it for never coming.
Yes.
So we're wrong.
Well, we're only a little wrong.
This is officially our apology video.
No, it's not. It's not an apology. We're not apologizing. Because we didn't think that the version that they said was going to come came, and it didn't come, and that one came, which is different than the one they said was going to come.
We're looking forward to driving it.
Yes.
And we're going to do something cool with it. We don't know yet what that is. On the more normal end of the spectrum,
yes,
we have the Mercedes AMG GT.
Okay, so here's the thing. After driving the SLS AMG,
yes,
I'm not that excited for that one.
So here's what I think we need to do.
Okay.
I think when we film this,
Yeah.
we need to grab the AMG GT,
Yep.
the in-between,
Yep.
and do an old versus new.
I think we should do that, yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because the SLS was a lot more raw and exciting than we
thought. It
thought.
was way more exciting than I thought. Also, it's a fundamentally special car, that thing, and so is the AMG GT. It's a transaxle, right? This is just a different shaped version of the SL thing,
SL, which is also
right?
on a new architecture, and we haven't driven the SL, and perhaps we should have done.
We probably should have done by
Maybe
now.
we will clear up that
Should have
blind
done.
spot.
I can't pull that off.
577 horsepower bi-turbo V8 and very 992 Porsche lines, but
Yeah.
even if it's a Mercedes badge 911,
I'm sure it'll be great to drive.
cool.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, it's
oh,
not
no,
gonna
you
be,
don't know that.
No, I don't know that.
That's the whole point, we don't know.
That's why we're excited to drive it.
Speaking of the unknown, the next one's, when it was announced, it was a bit out of nowhere, wasn't it?
This is very interesting, this one. This is the Veloster. Nope. What's it called? It's the Ioniq 5N. I remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even have to use the cheat sheet.
Is the N still the Nürburgring and the town in South Korea?
To my knowledge,
Right.
yeah.
641 horsepower if you activate the N-Grin boost shift mode.
Yeah.
And apparently they've made it behave like it has a dual clutch TCT, even though it's EV.
So it simulates gears, right? And you have paddle shifts.
It has an 8,000
Paddle shifters.
RPM tech. Like
It has a tack that runs. Okay, so give me your opinion on this. What do you think about the idea of simulating gears in an EV?
I don't know. I can't decide if it's the same as the CVT thing for me, where the CVTs that try and simulate gears
Are making themselves worse at being...
They just be who you were born to be. And the few times that I've dealt with multi-gear vehicles, actually it wasn't that obvious in the Lotus Electra, but in the Taycan, the way the second gear comes in, I didn't like that. But if you can fully control it, because you can't control that at all in the Taycan.
No, you can't control that, but you can control this. And counterpoint, even though they're simulated, maybe like... How is that any different is my question. How is that any different to a car that like makes the shifts in a real car, in a real transmission, more exciting for the sake
100%.
of making them more exciting?
And what about the piped-in engine noise? Like,
exactly, it's all fake anyway. So why not give us... The only issue I have with it is, and I haven't confirmed this, and this could be changed by software, which is awesome. There's a drift mode in that car.
There is. It can put 100% of the power to the rear wheels.
Right, but you can't use the drift mode in the manual shifty mode.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so apparently, I heard that you can't use them at the same time, which I feel like is a shame, because I want to be able to, like, you know, downshift, kick the rear out, then run it to the red line.
We'll see when we film it. The weird thing about it is it photographs like a Golf R.
Yes.
But it's big.
It's really big.
So what happens when you make a big, heavy electric EV, electric vehicle? do drifts and go fast.
I wonder if that's going to have the same issue that we've heard about the other Ioniq 5s having, where it's just if you breathe on too hard or flick the underside with your finger, the car's a write-off because the battery is as much as the car.
No, it's not going to happen.
No?
No, because this is a lot more expensive. So if it's the same price, it's not the same price as the car.
Oh, I see. So the $50,000 battery replacement will... Okay, that makes sense. This is the one to buy then.
All right, on to something that's very expensive and has a Ford badge.
This barely has a Ford badge. This should be a...
Actually doesn't have a Ford. I don't think it has a Ford badge.
Yeah, this is a Multimatic car. So, Multimatic... So, by the way, this is the Ford Mustang GTD made by Multimatic. Multimatic is a Canadian company.
Bunch of geniuses.
Yeah.
Canadian geniuses.
They're up here. They're really, really well known for making really high-end dampers and lots of...
Have you heard of the Ford GT?
Race car stuff, basically. Yeah. So what they've done is they've taken a Ford Mustang and they've made it not a Ford Mustang. They've cut it into pieces. They've rebuilt this. They re-engineered the entire rear end. It's barely even a Mustang.
No, it's a full GT3 RS Fighter. And according to the Multimatic spokesperson, it will have the same... Oh, sorry, produce more downforce than the GT3 RS at the same speed.
I can't fathom that.
And that was a car that already changed your face.
I literally cannot process how... Like, I haven't been in a car that has more downforce than the GT3 RS, and that thing was already terrifying to drive. No. It absolutely was one of those cars where you just get to, or you have to, trust in the air.
But instead of a flat six, this gives you the supercharged V8.
That would be
800 horsepower.
That'll be a much less precise tool. It'll be a bit more of like a violent...
We'll see.
Right? Because
I can't wait to drive this. I think this is maybe my favorite on the list.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks really good, by the way.
If it weren't for the... Oh, actually, this is not my favorite, but this is interesting still. I was trying to try to do a cool segue.
Yeah, you didn't do it,
maybe there was going to be an ad there or something.
I see. Was there?
That's up to YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got two things here. I've grouped the Porsches together.
This is interesting. I like what they've done here.
The 911 992.2, which
992.2
has a lot of rumours flopping about. Floating.
Why are they flopping, you know?
I got German sausages.
I want to say that we're getting completely out of hand at this point. 911. Look at, you've written it here. 911 992.2.
That's my IP address, actually. Sorry, I didn't put that.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I can't keep track of anything.
So the most exciting rumor
is
that the naturally aspirated form of, is it a 3.6 litre?
I think it's the 3.6. Yeah.
Is going to be in the GTS. So no longer will you have to get a GT allocation.
Right.
Because the GTS is not a Porsche GT car. To get a naturally aspirated, more engaging engine.
Yeah, see, no, that's very, very exciting, because obviously the thing that attracts me to Porsche more than anything is the naturally aspirated flat sixes. But I'm worried that whatever that thing is that you just said, if it's going to exist, is going to be ridiculously expensive and impossible to get.
No, I don't think it will, because they'll still be the GT cars.
Yeah, but they're also ridiculously expensive. Two things can be ridiculously expensive and impossible to get.
True, I really walked into that one.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that's going to be a thing.
Either way, it'll be very interesting to drive, and if there's other hybrid fuels and hybrid powertrains coming on those cars, I mean, the 911 is an icon. So any change to that is something we have to update ourselves on.
What do you think about that new grille, though?
If that ends up being the grille...
Yeah.
I'm not big on it.
Not big on it.
But I don't know how much I care. And if we see it, we've only seen it on black cars. If the body color, I don't know. TBD.
I don't really love it.
TBD.
Yeah. You know what I want, though? I like the idea they're going to put a naturally aspirated engine in a lower trim.
The GTS is the driver's trim. Driver's trim.
You're as bad as the Porsche guys. Oh no, it's the driver's trim. It's the driver's trim.
Yeah. You got a P car?
You got a P car.
I got a P car.
No, you don't, because you can't get one. No one can. So, what I want is a base 911 Carrera with a naturally aspirated engine.
This is the thing. So that's not going to happen probably. But
that's what I want.
If the Carrera T of the 992.2 inherits the naturally aspirated from the GTS and becomes the base T with the naturally aspirated, that might be the car you want. And then it'll be really expensive.
It's going to be really expensive and impossible to get. Just make Carreras with naturally aspirated engines. Make them whatever it is, like 100 grand-ish. I don't even need a radio, for God's sake. Manual transmission, naturally aspirated engine, make it available to the masses so that the world can enjoy.
You hear this, Germany? It's time to listen.
It's just silliness.
Speaking of Porsches, the Boxster and Cayman EV.
Yeah.
Is potentially.
I'm not excited about that one. No,
I think they're
curious.
going to be incredibly. I think they're going to be all things Porsche. They're going to be convertible Taycans.
Yeah.
Point and shoot. Perfect if you're in a police chase.
Yeah. There's been some like spy shots
Yeah.
come out, and it's interesting looking. The front's a bit weird.
Well, if you remember the 4-cylinder Boxster, they sort of got the single exhaust on the back,
Yeah.
and now that's with the charging port. So
It's a bit weird.
you already plug it. You plug the butt.
You plug the butt in
You
that
plug
one.
the
You
butt.
literally do plug the butt. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to drive it. I just don't want to come away from that car going like, you need swing in, and then wish that it had a 4-cylinder.
That's exactly what our conclusion is going to be, but we're going to find a way to make it sound normal. But it's going to be the equivalent of,
it's pretty good.
if this is your sort of thing. All right.
Okay.
Different end of the spectrum.
Yes.
More affordable.
Yep.
Still equally iconic, and a return of a king, the new Land Cruiser.
It's quite exciting, actually, isn't it? Look at it. Oh,
Boxiness. Everyone's going boxy. This is based on the GX, which is boxy.
Yeah.
The Santa Fe is a Land Rover Defender.
boxy.
Boxy.
Well, in Japan, there is a version of that, which is just about the coolest looking newish
Oh,
vehicle.
was it the 70 series?
Something like that, yeah. Oh my god.
No, but it's not
so
this.
good.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't actually understand.
It's got an older interior. and stuff.
But
So
it's so
this
good.
this doesn't get. So we are going to be trying the GX.
Yep.
We're going to. That's one of the few. We don't get to go to many launches.
Yep.
Mixture of not being invited
That happens
and
a
also
lot.
not wanting to.
Yeah.
Not because we didn't get invited.
But more not being invited than
But we
the other
have been
one.
invited to the Lexus GX.
Yeah,
So that's going to be sort of the first taster of what this Land Cruiser is going to be like. Except the GX gets a V6, the Land Cruiser gets a 4-cylinder hybrid, which is, I don't even want to get fact checked here. It's probably the same as the Tacoma Power Max one.
Gotta be.
It's got to be.
No, I'm excited
It
for
doesn't
that.
have
I
to
think
be.
I think it looks cool. I hope that the new generation of Toyota Lexus powertrains turns out to be reliable, just like the last, right? But it just, it's always been one of those cars that you just have forever, and it takes you wherever you want. And
Well,
it's always there.
it starts in the mid 50 grand, and it's got smaller now. So it's like a Bronco Wrangler Fighter instead of being the big,
Which is cool. I
big
think,
guy.
I think that's a good move. I think that's a good move.
highly desirable car. People lining up for that. So
Yeah.
we will see. Not cheap.
No, other end of the.
Isn't it?
not
We're
affordable.
bouncing around.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah.
just excited. That's what happens when you're excited.
Shrink the car, make it British, make it really expensive. Really shrink it this way, and you have the Aston Martin Valhalla.
I can't, how deep can you... Is that Immigrant Song?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Valhalla's in that song. That was the connection.
inherently, a twin-turbo V8 doesn't sound that exciting, but stick it in the middle of a car and make it look like the Valhalla
And all of a sudden, it's exciting.
and charge $800,000,
Yeah.
and you have the new supercar from Aston.
No, I'm sure it's going to be really, really cool. I'm interested to. It's it's a poster car. It's one that we all get to lust after and never own or probably see.
Well, I think first of all, why did they go for 998 horsepower? Did no one say, guys, what if...
What if we just? Well, it's probably because the metric horsepower number is like around or whatever it is,
yeah.
But like maybe if you want to sell them here, just make it around 1,000, right?
Yeah.
There's probably a reason that we're being dumb about. I'm sure there is.
I think my excitement for this stems from the fact that the DB12 got so many things right, and it just felt like everyone at Aston had sort of started getting up at 5 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. to really work.
Yeah.
And another thing next to this is the new Vantage.
That's actually quite exciting because I am a huge Vantage fan. I really, really want one.
Since when?
Since forever, but
It's
recently.
been a good 6 months.
It's been, but recently I've decided that at some point I really want to own a V8 Vantage.
I can see you in it.
Like one of the
What's the spec?
what spec?
Yeah.
Bond
Silver?
specs. Yeah, there's actually a name for the silver. It's tungsten silver or something like that.
Is it blue inside?
No, his isn't, but there would be a blue that I would like that I'd be happy with.
Oh,
Manual V8 Vantage. Honestly, what I really want is a DBS from like the Daniel Craig era, like the Quantum of Solace car, the Casino Royale car.
The DB9's DBS?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
The DB9 is a V12, and it's more affordable. We're off track.
Yes.
Anyway, the Vantage is exciting because it's always like the kind of smaller, sportier Aston, and I really want to drive it.
Yeah, we've called it this is the Lawrence Stroll era of Aston.
Yes.
And he's mean.
And everyone listens to him because he's mean.
So that could be a very cool car. On the American side, whatever the next C8 Corvette is going to be, which I think at this point is the ZR1 or ZR1, which is going to be like a Z06 that's just on crack.
Pretty much, yeah.
They're saying it's going to have turbochargers strapped to the flat plane crank V8.
What's this Zora thing?
The Zora is the one that comes after that, which is like the hybridized 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive.
It's like Frieza's final form, basically.
I don't know what that is. I'm from a different part of the world.
But they had Dragon Ball Z there.
Oh, not really, actually.
Really?
Big on Pokemon, though.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it wasn't Dragon Ball Z was so big.
I think you had to search it out. I don't know. I had some friends that watched it, but it wasn't always on.
When Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time, all of my friends, that morning on the playground, we ran towards each other cheering.
Oh, that's not cool, is it?
No.
I think it might have been on cable. I didn't have cable. I only had channels 1 to 5.
Oh, really? Didn't know that. Did you have candles too? Did you have to take your poo outside and plop it in a bowl outside?
It was the TV where you had to go up to the TV and press on the TV to change.
Did it make the noise when?
Yeah.
And you changed the channel? Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't have to. So the ZR1 is going to be a rear-wheel drive monster.
Yep.
Hopefully unsafe at any speed.
Hopefully.
That's what it should be.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a true ZR1.
I'm excited. The Zora, though.
Zora, I think, is going to be a year later.
The Zora is probably going, based on logic, is going to be like a crazy version of the. What's the one we just drove? What's it called?
The E-Ray.
The E-Ray.
But it won't. It'll be nuts.
No, I know. But what if it's the E-Ray but with the Z06 motor?
I think it'll be.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't it? Yeah, or ZR1 motor. The ZR1's going to with the turbo. I don't know. It's going to be a Lamborghini Revuelto Fighter for a third of the price.
Yeah, or less.
Or
less than third, yeah.
Or less.
That's going to be interesting.
On the other end of the muscle spectrum from Stellantis,
Sure you can call the Z06 muscle anymore, but whatever.
Yeah, so Stellantis have started drug testing, and no longer are there crazy Hellcat variants just popping out every 5 minutes. Yeah. There's going to be this Daytona SRT Charger.
Yeah, that looks cool, actually.
Yeah, with the Banshee motor.
I wonder if there was a moment when they realized they were going to do an EV muscle car and they realized they have the name Charger and they just got so excited, you know? There's just like this, they're like, what?
Well, Ford did that with the Lightning, but they...
Yeah, that's not selling well.
No.
And this might not either because the problem is that this is going to come out at a point where a lot of the meta of EVs is that they depreciate badly and they're not usable and people aren't liking them and they're not selling as well as they were originally to especially enthusiasts, right? So maybe this is going to be a flop just because...
Don't know. Curiously, it looks very upmarket. It looks like a fancy muscle car. But good. I wonder, in order to keep the price down, Chargers and Challengers are very cheap inside.
Yeah.
Is this going to feel like a cheap EV inside?
I don't know.
And if it's not, does that mean it's going to be a fortune?
Yeah.
And then who's buying that?
Yeah. We've heard the noise that it makes, right? It's got speakers on the outside that not simulate an engine. They make their own noise. It's like a wow. We'll play it right now, and you'll hear how close I am to that.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that was pretty good.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway.
Owen Wilson, if he was a car.
Wow.
And then the last one is the new M5.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh my God.
What do you do?
So I liked the i5. We
haven't
haven't driven the petrol version of the new 5 Series.
No.
But yeah, the M5 is going to be a plug. It's going to be the XM powertrain, as far as I know. It's going to be a plug-in hybrid V8.
The only M5 that I've liked since the E60 M5, which was the V10, has been the M5 CS.
CS, yeah.
Right.
Saw that coming.
So
I don't think that's fair. I think you loved the CS.
Okay.
Best car in the world, I think you said a few times.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
to
sure.
say that
I liked the M5 comp. It was.
There you go.
Yeah, it was comfortable. It was fast. It was really, really, really fast.
This one, it looks.
ridiculously
People have done
fast.
renders, and it looks heavy.
It just looks.
It looks like it's
I
going
know.
to weigh a lot.
No amount of carbon fiber buckets in the CS version are going to.
Yeah, a little bit of carbon in the roof.
But apparently, there's a wagon.
Apparently. So if America gets a wagon,
That would be very cool. Make it heavy, whatever. It just has to be fast and comfy and usable.
then we're going to wagon off.
Whoa, what? We're gonna
RS6.
no, don't you?
E63.
We're in a basement with candles.
Wagon off.
No.
We're going to be wagging off over here. We
Wagon
might
off
be in
over
the
there.
US, so we'll be wagging off over there. Either way, it's about time BMW got into the ring. And because for too long have the RS6 and E63 held court. And I actually think E63 is done.
Yep. Well, I mean the one
The previous one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a wagon of the new one. We haven't heard
True.
haven't heard the latest on what the new E63 is going to be like.
And I think that's our current favourite, isn't it?
Well, it can't be current if it's not on sale, but it is the one that we would currently recommend. Maybe, yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
It's
Yeah.
not as business-like as the RS6. The RS6 is still great, but
Yeah.
the E63 was just wild.
It was a
so-
Lunigan. No, that's not.
It's a Lunigan.
No, that's not a
You
word.
heard it here first, people.
No.
The mixture of lunatic and hooligan.
It was. Okay. Yep.
And so
What's
and
next?
that's really the goal. To drive as many lunigans as we can in 2024.
Okay.
I think there are some exciting cars there. I think there's going to be more that appear. Every year there's something that sort of gets announced in March and somehow we're driving it in September. So there's going to be a few other things.
Yep.
There's things that are slated for 2026. Maybe they'll come earlier, maybe not. Like Rivian have a cheaper R2 coming out for the masses.
There's also like other stuff that I just kind of want to try. I'm curious. There's like versions of the BRZ or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That, what is it
ID
called?
Buzz.
ID Buzz is kind of fun.
It's funky.
Yeah. I kind of want to drive that. I like that.
Santa Fe, just because it's a Defender copycat.
Yep.
And you like the Defender.
I like the Defender
it
very
does it
much.
for less.
Yeah. But yeah. There's still enthusiast cars out there, and there's going to be versions of the cars that we already have. I'm sure at some point we're going to see another Type R variant, right?
Like
Probably.
an LE sort of thing.
Yeah. There'll probably be another limited edition type of Type R or something, and it'll be a little bit sharper and faster, and the ride will be horrible on our track, just like the current heli. But yeah, I don't know. I'm game. Hopefully, there's more stuff that pops up over the year because this isn't enough for me.
No,
I
also
want more.
this is new cars. I want to go back behind the SLS. I want to try the SLR McLaren.
Yep.
Thomas and I have bought some cars that we are going to take somewhere, and they are not new.
Yep.
There is maybe an Amira in our future. I haven't heard anything. But
Nope, no one has.
And we've all
Lotus doesn't. Like what?
Oh, the Amira! We've ordered that from Vancouver, so maybe we pick it up in Vancouver and go through.
That'd be fun.
Is it the Rockies?
Yes, it's the Rockies, James. Yeah.
Just want to make sure I get that right.
Yeah.
Alps over here, Rockies over here.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I was doing it for the.
Oh, okay. Geography. How does it work?
We're just
Actually, geomorphology.
We're just a bunch of lunigans.
Anyway, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah. You better wrap it up.
No, don't tell me to wrap it up. You wrap it up.
You're wagging off without wrapping it up.
No.